Hello. So, on this episode of Crappy Cooking, I'm going to be doing Spanish styled stuffed squid. I say Spanish style because I'm just making it up, but it's got chorizo, pimenton, prawns, bacon, tomatoes, rice, peas, spinach, olive oil, garlic, and the pepper. So, what you actually need. So, first thing you need to do is make a filling. So, part of this whole crappy cooking is trying to get the most out of stuff. So, some rice that I'd cooked the other day. This is going to be the filling. So, I've got some chopped streaky bacon. You could use pancetta or some Spanish ham. I've got 6 king prawns that have been defrosted, or 8 even, and about 1.5 inches of chorizo. I've got some washed chopped spinach and a handful of frozen peas that were defrosted. So, start with that. A little bit of olive oil into a warm pan, not too hot. Now, the pan to use is a pan that's oven proof, because this is going to be cooked in the oven, and you may as well just do it with one pan. The oven's preheated to 200 Celsius. The first thing I'm going to chuck in is the bacon. Put the chorizo, whatever you want to call it, in length 4 ways. Cut it into chunks. I'm going to add that nearer the end because I don't want to cook it too much. So you want to cut them into chunks about that size. Okay. Prawns, we're just going to roughly chop. Very roughly, you can have big bits, little bits. Just going to make every mouthful slightly different. So I'm going to wash my hands there. So just going to I'm going to cook this bacon until it's crispy. So I'll come back once that's done. Right, the bacon's almost crispy, most of the water's out. The next thing you want to add is your chorizo. Just to cook the fat. You don't want to cook this crispy or anything. You want to get the fat out, and you'll get all that flavour of the chorizo into this. Now you can stuff the calamari pretty much with anything you want. This is just an idea I got online. So I'm just working that through. Not too hot a heat. Now I'm going to put in the prawns. Wash my hands. Don't want to overcook them. And I'm going to add in my greens, because there's going to be moisture coming out of this. I dare say if you wanted to, you could add a splash of stock or whatever you like, but like I say, I don't want this to be too wet or anything. Now it's important that you have this stuffing warm or hot at least, because you don't want to overcook calamari. You know, if you put squid in the oven, if you cook squid too long, it just goes rubbery. So you want to get this rice. Now, reheating rice, it's important that you get rice properly heated if you reheat it. So, going to get this properly turned, properly coated and heated through, and I'm going to put it into this dish, so I'll come back when I'm ready to do that. Right, so this is almost cooked. Now, important to check the seasoning. I've just put black pepper in there because I'd already cooked the rice, which would have had salt in it. Salt the bacon, salt the chorizo, and prawns are naturally salty and sweet. I'm not adding any salt to that. So you want to decant this into a bowl. Just so that it cools enough so that you can touch it. Or so that you can stuff it into the calamari without you burning your fingers. The next thing you want to do is you want to go and give this pan a wee clean. Okay, we'll come back once I'm ready. Right, we've had this pan washed, got that resting. So, you've got your 2 squid tubes. We got these from the Chinese supermarket. You can defrost them in the fridge overnight, or if you want to defrost them quickly, put them in a bowl of iced water. Now, when you're stuffing squid, it's important that you cut an end in the pointy end. You cut a hole even in the pointy end. This will stop it bursting in the oven. So just a wee slash there. And just for something different, I'm going to slash the outside edge. Not all the way through. But it'll give it a nice pattern, but also the sauce will absorb into that. So cut into there, slash into it, slash into it, slash, slash, slash. Okay, and then you just get on with stuffing your squid. So I've got 2 cocktail sticks, 1 for each squid, that are soaked in water just so they don't burn. And it's as straightforward as stuffing the mixture into them. I say straightforward, but as you can see, it's not just as easy as it looks. Or it's not as easy as you think it would be. It's a little bit messy, so do this over your bowl. Really get it packed in. So that's one. And I'll do the other one and come back. Right. Once you've got your squid stuff, now don't worry if there's any excess. We'll just throw that into the sauce, so I wouldn't worry about it. Right. So you need to fasten the ends shut. So take a cocktail stick, poke it through the ends, just like you were knitting or sewing. Just like that. Now if you'd bought fresh squid, the tentacles, you would have the tentacles dangling out. I did say tentacles. Right, hands are wee dicht. Now, want to give these a little bit of colour. Just going to check their pan's hot. Yep. So again, in with a little bit of olive oil. Not too much. Okay, that's quite hot, but that's okay. So place them in the pan. Off the heat if it's that hot, it's okay. Salt, pepper. A little bit more olive oil. Now I've taken this off the heat, as you can see, so Give them a turn, just to get a bit of colour on them. Make sure that cocktail stick stays in it. Turn them over. Get back on the heat a little bit. Salt and pepper again. Right, take them off and move them to a plate or your chopping board. And I'm going to make the sauce in a wee second, so I'm just going to take this off the heat just a little bit. All I need to do is dice the onion, garlic and pepper, and that's it. I'll come back once that's done, you don't need to see that. Right, so that took about 30 seconds. So a little bit more olive oil in. Again, not too much. Just enough to let the pan come off its high heat. And then in with your tomato, your pepper, onion and garlic. A little bit of salt in there. Stop it all from burning. A little bit of pepper. Open up your tomatoes. So I've got, although this is Spanish, those are Italian cherry tomatoes. Just to go with this Spanish theme, I'm going to try and get into this flipping pimenton. There we go. In a small amount. So probably about half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Give that a little stir around. Then I'll give a little splash of water. And then in with my tomatoes. Small splash of water again just to swill out the can. And we're just going to reduce this a little bit because it is going to reduce in the oven. There you go. Bring it back up to temperature. Get your calamari in there. Spoon a bit of sauce over the top. Oh jeepers. There you go. It's a bit to tidy up while this is cooking. Now this stuffing that we had left, there we go. I'll just pour it in with the sauce, there's no point in wasting it. Give it a little stir in. Middle shelf in a non-fan oven, anywhere you like in a fan oven. So 220 non-fan, 220 non-fan, 200 fan. Put it in there, 20 minutes. Turn your hob off and come back after 20 minutes. That gives you a chance to tidy up. Right, so after 20 minutes, turn the oven off, because it will only take 20 minutes. Take them out. I've already warmed these bowls. A bowl each. If you want to thicken the sauce, fine. You just put it back on a bit of heat. You mash the tomatoes ever so gently. That should help thicken it. Mash in the rice and the tomatoes, and there you go. Nice. Seasoning's fine. That's all you need to do. Let's pull out a cocktail stick. And we'll pour a little bit of sauce on the top. Remember, make sure your dishcloth is dry, otherwise the water in that will heat up and you will end up burning yourself. So, there we go. Pour that over the top. Don't need to serve that with any rice or anything because you've got rice in it. If you're not sure it's cooked and you want to check, by all means, get a thin skewer or a thin knife. In fact, I'll just show you. You get a thin skewer, metal skewer, poke it in the middle, leave it for a few seconds, take it up to your mouth like this, touch it against your lip, and if it burns, it's ready. Anyway, that is my Spanish style calamari with tomato and chorizo sauce. Happy crappy cooking.